All right, let's do this thing. So we're going to take this function, find the derivative and the tangent line. Now we have two versions of finding the derivative. One of them is the limit as h approaches 0 of f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h. Or we could try the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x minus f of 2 all over x minus 2. So those are the two options, and either one needs f of 2. So let's see, what is f of 2? F of 2 is the square root of 38 minus 2, which is the square root of 36, which on a good day is 6. All right, let's write them both down and see if either one looks super scary. The 2 plus h is kind of tough, so I'm going to ignore my 4-step system for a second and just write down this whole crazy fraction. It would be the limit as h approaches 0 of this big old fraction, 38 minus x. I have to do 38 minus 2 plus h. So inside the square root, I need a 38 minus parentheses 2 plus h. And then minus f of 2, well, I just calculated that's 6 all over h. All right, so this is one possibility to solve this problem. The other one is to take the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x, the original function. That would be the square root of 38 minus x, then minus 6 over x minus 2. I'm thinking the black version looks less scary. I don't know. Here we have a 2 plus h minus inside the root. Here we have an x minus 2 in the bottom. It's kind of flip a coin, which looks harder. What do you want to pick for me, or shall I pick here? Which version shall we try? I'm going to go for the blue one. What the hell? Why not? All right, so we're going to try this one. And we can always double check with the black version. So I'm going to ignore that for now. And here, let's see, if we clean up this part right here, we have to distribute the negative through there. 38 minus 2 is 36, and then there'll be a minus h. So I'm going to have a square root of 36 plus h, then minus 6 all over h. It's not too bad. And I got to figure out how to take the limit as h goes to 0. And I'm just going to cheat and see what happens. If I just make h 0, right away I get a 0 on the bottom. Stop. I'm screwed there. Okay, so we can't cheat. We got to do some algebra on this. We've done problems like this before in the previous section, and our trick was when there's a square root plus or minus something was to multiply by its conjugate. And the conjugate just means change this minus or plus to the opposite sign. So I'm going to multiply by the square root of 36 plus h plus 6. And I got to do that in the bottom too. 36 plus h plus 6. Okay, so the point of multiplying the conjugate here is a square root times itself. The root cancels, right? We square the square root. So this cleans up quite a bit. Still got the limit chilling out front. And then the square root is now gone. So I have 36 plus h. Oops, it's not a 6. And then 6 times 6 is 36. Negative times a positive is a negative. So that's my new numerator. And my denominator, I'm not going to multiply through. I'm just going to leave it as h times the square root of 36 plus h plus 6. And this numerator cleans up nice because 36 minus 36 is 0, leaving just an h in the top. Put in that limit again. So I have a numerator of just h, which is wicked cool because I have a denominator with an h multiple in it. 36 plus h there, plus 6. And these h's here divide out. A number divided by itself is 1. So now I have 1 over this square root plus 6. And now I'm going to try and cheat again. I'm going to try again to plug in 0. And what happens if I do that? Well, there's a 1 in the numerator. That h is factored out or divided out. And then 36 plus h is 0 now is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. So I have 6 plus 6 on the bottom. So I think the slope there is 1/12. That wasn't too bad, sort of. I had to know this trick right here. If I have a square root plus or minus something, multiply by the conjugate. Okay, so how do I know the slope's really 1/12? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph this right here and build the tangent line. So the tangent line, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 is going to be y minus 6, right? We calculated that here. F of 2, that's supposed to be a 2 in there, equals, I think m is 1/12, x minus 2. And the homework system wanted me to state y equals for this, and so I could just add the 6 to the other side. So y equals 1/12 times x minus 2 plus 6. And that's a fine answer right there. If you wanted to take it a step further to make it look like y equals mx plus b, then you'd have to distribute the 1/12 and combine. So what would we get? We'd get 1/12 x minus 2 times 1/12, which is 2/12, or 1/6 plus 6. Let's see, 6 is the same as 36/6, right? 6 goes into 36 6 times. So 36/6 minus 1/6 is 35/6. So 1/12 x plus 35/6. This ought to be the tangent line. If you have any doubts about your algebra there, just compare this graphically to this first version here graphically. Make sure you did it right. All right, let's go to a graphing calculator and see what we got. And reset, please. All right, f of x equals the square root. Come on, square root. Oh, the zoom is in the way. Fake it. Oops, square root of 38 minus x was my original function. And let's zoom out a little on that. All right, so there's the square root function. It's half a sideways parabola. I want the point 2 comma f of 2, which should give me the point 2, 6. Oops. Right here, 2, 6, good. And again, function notation is a beautiful thing. And we think the tangent line is the simplified y equals mx plus v version was 1/12 x plus 35/6. Oh shit, what did I do wrong? I got an error. Okay. Where's my error? I have a sign error somewhere, it appears. So let's look around. What do we got? That looks okay. Oh, I see my error right here. When I distributed this negative right here, I forgot to write it down right there. So this should be a minus h right here. Oops, switch color. So that should be a minus h there, minus h there, minus h there, minus h, minus h. So everywhere there's that square root of 36 with h should be a minus. Down here, let's see. So this is a minus h up top, which makes that a -1 right there. This is a minus, and 36 minus 0 is still 6. That's okay. So the slope should be -1/12. All right, so let's keep going with that fix. minus 1/12th, minus 1/12th. Negative times a negative is a positive 1/6 here. 36 plus 1 should be 37. All right. And some days fixing an error like that, I just need to find a clean piece of paper and do it again, because I end up not being able to fix it that easily. But I think I did make that fix. Let's look at the graph again and check it. Yeah, so again, the red curve is definitely has a negative slope there, right? It's going downhill. So I think 2 changes. The slope here should be negative, and the y-intercept should be not 35.6, but 37.6. And that looks like it matches right there. So I'm going to zoom in on that just a little bit by, let's see, let's change the settings here. Let's go from, say, -2 to 4 maybe. And then for y, let's try going from 0 to 12, put 6 in the middle perhaps. And so there's the green sitting on top of the red curve, and it appears to match the slope perfectly. And if I move out, I should see the greens above the red to the left and the right. All right, I think that looks better. Zooming out or scrolling over on this side, the greens above the red. Yeah. Let's go back to the home screen here. All right, I think I did find the correct tangent line here. Whew. Sign error, son of a gun. Got it. Would this black method have been any easier? I don't know, try it, see what happens. Maybe it's slightly less ink.